appreciate it. I might bring you on here.
I'm going to be up in Vail, not this weekend, but next weekend for the weekend.
Wow. We got to make it happen, buddy. We got to go skiing.
Sounds good to me, man.
I happen to be $1 million spender. Does that count?
$1 million spenders, we love them because the $1 million earners, you have to have $1 million spenders. That it all ties in together.
Yeah, I got 3 of those. Thank you very little.
That's why he has to make $3 million.
Is that a fact?
Hi, Jay. It's Barry.
Barry Ross, Vancouver. Great to have you on, Barry.
And the Grey Cup.
You like that video?
Oh, it was incredible.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah. I mean, boy, oh boy, it was incredible.
Well, I'm really...
Denise.
Denise?
Yeah, hi.
And Jeff.
Hi, Denise. I want to connect with you tonight after the call, okay?
Okay.
All right, great to have you on.
Hi, Jay. This is Angie.
Who's that?
Angie.
Hi, Angie. Great to have you on in Charleston.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, Jay, it's Debbie in Georgia.
Debbie in Georgia. Hi, Debbie. Great to have you on. We got Lynn on.
Georgia.
We got Lynn Moore on.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to start on. Who's that? Who's that last person?
It's Tanya in New York.
Amanda Potts from Milford, Florida.
And in New Florida, great to have you on. And I'm going to mute out the line here, everybody. We're going to get started. I want to thank you all for coming on, and we're going to start on time here. So with that, I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. If you're on the moderator line, just hit mute for everybody. But I want to bring you on, but just hit mute on your own phone. Thank you. I've had an incredible weekend here. I just want everybody to know I've been through a 3-day intensive workshop, so I'm all fired up. And I just was able to really look at where you are, and where I am in my life, and then where I want to be, and just start realizing the possibilities that are in front of us. And especially when you go into the new year, you finish this year and we go into the new year, it's always about new possibilities and new beginnings. And everybody's got their New Year's resolutions. We're going to make this a special year this year, and we're going to lose weight. When the year starts, we're going to lose weight. We're going to get healthy, and we're going to make more money. Basically, those are the top 3. And then the year goes by, and for a lot of people, not much changes, and people get sold on their limitations and their lack, and instead of really being sold on the possibilities of they can have whatever they want to have. And what we've got here in Isogenics is a vehicle. We've got a vehicle for more health. We have a vehicle for more financial freedom. We have a vehicle for personal development. And all the good things that people are looking for, we have a vehicle here. And one of the things that you can be all inspired and fired up and motivated, but if you don't have a vehicle that you can really plug into, it really becomes difficult for the average person. And I think what I love about Isogenics the most is that we've got a proven system for creating results with the products. We have a proven system that creates results in the business, and we have a proven results with our personal development. And that's a big key, is the personal development that we have here in Isogenics is designed to transform the way you look at things, the way you live your life. And I really would encourage people to learn to plug into the personal development programs we have in Isogenics, and they're in your back office. But with that being said, we're going to go into the basics here today. And this is something that I learned 28 years ago. Been in the industry 28 years, and these 3 points were shared with me 28 years ago about what do I need to do on a daily basis to build this type of a business. And I've learned to just stick to those. I don't really try to complicate it beyond those 3 things. And is there a lot more to it, but it's under the banner of those 3 key things that I do day in and day out. And they may even seem boring or redundant or monotonous, whatever you want to say, but bottom line is I do it day in and day out myself the right way, and it's helped me create millions. And I just think that if you can lock into some basic things, and it doesn't matter what your background is, it doesn't matter if you're doing this part-time or full-time, there's these 3 things that you can do around your schedule, around your life, the way you want to do it, to have a measure of success, whatever that is for you. And I was just on the phone with a gal today who is up in Washington, and what I want to do is talk about the issue of being coachable right from the get-go, and that is, just an attitude of coachability, an attitude of really being hungry to learn, to grow, to change, to develop, and having that coachability compared to the person that's got all the answers and no money. And I've got family members in that direction, by the way. They got all the answers, but they got no money. So what we want to create is a situation where we're coachable, we're teachable. We don't have all the answers, but we're going to make a lot of money. And so I have a gal here on the line. Her name's Janine Shingler from Washington, and I'd just like her to share, the concept for her of being coachable. So, Janine?
Hi, Jay. Can you hear me okay?
Sure can.
Okay, great. Thanks for having me on. It's actually been a very interesting learning experience, and of course, Isagenix rocks. We all know that the products really work. I got great results like so many other people, and I thought, great, this is a great way to earn a living. And I was really a lot like the person that you referred to, the being very smart and having a lot of answers, but having no money. And I thought I knew what to do, and I thought being a very independent person, thought I could figure it out and I would be able to do it. So I thought I was pretty coachable, but here I am almost 5 years later, and my anniversary is the 14th of February with Isagenix, and I don't have an income stream that I want. And this last year really took a hit. I grew a little bit of a team, and a couple of my key people just dropped out. One actually went to another network marketing company in a nutraceutical, so that was a shock, and I was really angry about it, and I did a lot of soul searching this past few months, and it finally dawned on me that we are who we attract who we are, not who we maybe want to be or like to think of ourselves. And I did a lot of soul searching and realized that that person is never very coachable. I tried to work with her, help her with the products and help her with some income, and she never was coachable, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks a few weeks ago that the reason why I attracted that person, she was reflecting back to me who I was, which was not very coachable. And you can look at your results, and it's a real eye-opener, and I did not like my results, and I have to take total responsibility for my results, but the good news is it's never too late as long as you're hanging in there day in and day out. Just keep going. It's not a race with anybody else. It's personal development, and that's something that I learned just from the process. So it's really important to get out there and do your best and be coachable and really be honest with yourself. If you don't like the results you're getting, look inside yourself first, because that's the key. For me anyway, I just look at my results and went, why is that person, and why did they do that, and why was it always about them when really it was me? And I just know that, I hope I'm saying that right, Jay, but it's just, it's not an easy thing to confess, but I think that there's a lot of value in it because I've seen a lot of people do it, and I think, why not me? And it's easy to say, well, if somebody would have done this, or so-and-so would have done that, or my upline this, or whatever, but it's not that at all. It's me, and the buck stops here. And if it's going to happen, and it's going to be because of me, it didn't happen the way I thought it would, and that's okay, because any route to success is a good route. Just keep going. But being coachable is key, is really key, and I appreciate the opportunity to share that.
Thank you, Janine. That's awesome, and that really handles what I consider the ABC part of the basics. ABC, A is attitude, B is belief, and C is commitment. And attitude, just have a positive attitude and focus on solutions and focus on results. B, belief. The stronger your belief on the company, the product, the marketing plan, network marketing, the belief in what you're doing, a belief in yourself, the stronger that belief is, the more you're going to be able to attract people. And then C is commitment, and that is just, stick it through the ups and the downs. I mean, that is reality. You've got to stick it through the ups and the downs, and everybody's got their war stories, but, what are we doing now 1 year from today, 2 years from today, 3 years from today? And so what we're going to do here now is shift into the mechanics, the 1, 2, 3, and that is, number one, I'm going to share the basics in advance. Number one, using the products. Use the products. That's number one basic. We're going to talk about that. Number two is talk to people. Okay, and we're going to talk about that. And then number three is use the tools. And I almost like to say systems and tools because there's a system to these tools, but use the tools is the third one. So as we talk about using the products, we have people now that are leading with product B, and that's all they're leading with, and that's great. If you're on this line and you're leading with product B as using the products on a marketing level, that's great. If you're leading with the weight loss, which is the 30-day, 9-day systems, that's great. You've got to find your groove here in Isogenics. And myself, I present everything. I've got health. I've got health is what I present. So some people I shift into the 30-day system, and it's based on their needs and their wants. And we've got products to meet those needs and wants. And if I break that down, I've got the weight loss direction. I've got basically two options, a 30-day and a 9-day. For a maintenance type of a level, I've got the pillars of health, maintenance, and then I've got the healthy lifestyle. Those are two options. And then I've got, for product B, I've got the product B program. And, the ageless essentials, which is the antioxidants with product B. So you've got to find your groove, and when you talk to people, find out where they're coming from. But the critical key is once you're in Isogenics, in my opinion, after you've gone through the threshold of coming in with product B or whatever it's going to be, get into the full line. Once you've graduated to Isogenics and you're on this phone and you're saying, I want to make money, use all the products. Get into using the system for yourself that's going to maximize the results you're looking to achieve, and be consistently using the products yourself. And I was on the phone with some people here this last week, and people that say they want to do the business and want to get out there and share the programs and the systems with people, they're not even on the products themselves. And that's going to hurt you in this type of a business. I just had a shake before this call. And maybe I'm really religious about this, but I can't talk to you on this phone unless I've used the products. I use a predominant amount of these products that are in our line. We've got 50 products, and my house is packed with these products. The only way that I could be emotionally charged up and talk to you all on this phone is if I personally have the integrity of using the products correctly every day and use the products consistently. Now I have that emotional edge that's needed to share that this is a life-changing product for you, that this product has the possibility of changing your life. Now, I want to get a gentleman on the line here that's going to be a testimony of that, and his name is Eric Tress, and Eric is, or Eric Trees, I'm sorry, Eric Trees, and he's out of Florida. And Eric, are you on the line?
I am, yes.
Okay, is it Eric Trees?
Trees, like bushes and shrubbery.
Yeah, there you go. So Eric Trees, and there's a little bit of feedback on your line. I don't know if it's, are you on speakerphone?
Is that better?
Much better, thank you. Eric, you've got a great story. I just met Eric here today through a gentleman in Georgia, and or is it Florida? Is your buddy from Florida?
No, Tim's lives in Georgia. He's my financial planner as well.
Yeah, he's in Georgia. Okay, so Tim's in Georgia. So I just met Eric today, and Eric, if you would share your story.
Absolutely. Like Jay said, my name is Eric. I'm a producer of a TV show called 21st Century Business on CNBC and Fox Business Network. And about 30 days ago now, I was introduced to the product through my buddy Tim in Georgia, and he just said that he was having amazing results from the product, and I was in a mode after a car accident in 2008, chronic back pain, really didn't have an opportunity to work out very much, and had some blood work done, and found out that I was relatively healthy, but I could stand to lose about 30 pounds. And Tim called me at the perfect time, the absolute perfect time. I was in the mode. I wanted to facilitate losing weight. I wanted to feel better. All the things from the car accident kind of took my youth away, and I wanted to get that back. So I started on the program, and after the first week, I lost 8 pounds, and I thought that was pretty remarkable. Continued on the plan, followed it to the T. Started working out again, started doing things that I hadn't been doing with my kids in a while, and ultimately I lost 14 pounds after week 2, and ultimately after the 30-day plan, I'm right at 20 pounds of weight loss. And ultimately, it's given me the energy that I need to take it to the next level. I haven't wanted to work out in a long time, and now I'm taking boot camps with my wife, where we just get drummed every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm enjoying it. And then again at night when I get home from work after an 8-day work week or an 8-day a full 8 hours of work, I come back home, and because I still have so much energy left, I run 2 miles, and then I lift weights, and I've actually gained just a tremendous amount of muscle mass in a very short amount of time, about an inch on both my arms, and I'm just feeling better. I'm looking a lot better, and at the end of the day, after 30 days, I've gone from a size 42 waist down to a 36, and I'm wearing clothes that I haven't worn since college. I'm very excited about it.
That is awesome, Eric. Great story, and that just fires me up when I meet Eric for the first time on the phone here today, and he's sharing his story. I mean, think about this within 30 days, folks, and that's transformation. I mean, that's life changing, and that is making a difference. Now, what I'd have to ask, Eric, are you kind of like a walking, talking billboard now?
Oh, you have no idea. I'm just when I'm going to the Dolphin games, I'm talking to people that know me and have known me for years. To carry a little extra weight, and I'm wearing pretty tight shirts now, and the shorts that I have, I actually had to drill 2 holes into my belt, and most people would think, go out and get a new belt, but I'm using it as a measuring stick. It's unbelievable. I mean, the amount of cinching that I have to do with the pants that I currently have, I've got like a whole new wardrobe, and it's actually the oldest wardrobe I have, but it's all new to me again. So I'm pretty excited about it, and just the way that I feel, the energy level that I have, sleeping better, and I'll be honest with you as well, I was losing my hair at 36 years old in the back and the front, and I'm starting to see additional hair growing in, and my wife is just freaking out about it, and I don't know where it's coming from, and I'm excited about everything that's happening right now.
Beautiful. Eric, thank you for sharing. Now, folks, that's called a walking, talking billboard right there. And that's what you want to create in your business. You get people on these pillars of health. You get them on the basic pillars of what we have here in this program, and you're going to change people's lives. And that's the message. That's the possibilities that people have. So the New Year's resolutions start today. They don't start January 1st. They start today. So number 1, use the products. And I'm talking to all of you on the line that say you want to make money. Use the products and take it to another level. This month in December, use the products better than you ever have in your life. Take it to another level. You don't have to be like the average Americans that gain 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pounds the next 30 days and then talk about their New Year's resolutions in the new year. You could be the ones that are actually going the opposite direction and losing weight, body fat in inches, and having energy and feeling good, and still you can eat the so-called normal food around that. And when you do that and you commit to that, other people will be attracted to it. So get the discipline of using the products and make it a lifestyle. That's the key to this whole program. I've been on the products 9 years, okay? If you were to ask me, Jay, why are you successful, I will tell you because, number 1, I use the products, and I do that day in and day out. Now, there's other things I need to do on top of that to make money, but I have that foundation because a lot of times you don't know what to do in a day. You know how to put the product in your body. You've got to have the ability to control the fact that what you put in your mouth, you can control that. There's not a lot of things in life we can control, but we can control what we put in our mouth. So number 1, use the products, get discipline in that area. Then work with your people to get results like Eric has gotten, and then create those walking, talking billboards. Number 2 is talking to people. Well, it just ties in. If I've got an emotional attachment, I'm excited, Eric can now talk to people. And the idea is to get people to take a look, not to sell them and beat them over the head and oversell this thing. That's not what we're trying to do. We want to get them information, the cleansing, the nutrition, the anti-aging. And when you get a couple of bullet points, and I'm going to give you a website right now for all of you that are relatively new, you have to master isoproduct.com. You need to review that. We had people on a call the other day, and really it's your responsibility if you're going to market these products that you get educated on your product line. And isoproduct.com, you need to review that so that you know what these products are about, what these systems are about. Review the videos, review the audios, get the information, know what's going on. But the biggest key is then you can refer them to that isoproduct.com site. So if they specifically ask you about 30-day program or a 9-day program or an athlete's program or an anti-aging program, you have specifically know where that is on that website. So when you're talking to people, it starts with, if we're going to make this basic and duplicatable for everybody, it starts with putting a list together. We've got to get people to take a look, and it starts with putting a list together. This is the simplest thing, but again, a lot of people don't get these simple things and actually do these simple things. Number one was using the products. That's simple. Anybody can do it, but not everybody does it. So it's something you have to do. Number two is talking to people. And every day you've got to talk to people. Every day you've got to get a new look. Every day you've got to get that going on the front end and teach your people to get those looks on the front end. So all you're doing is giving people what? A new possibility of health, a new possibility for wealth, a new possibility for personal development. And here's the company, here's the product, here's the marketing plan, here are the options, here's my story, here's their story. What do you want to do? What's important for you? What's important in regards to your health? What's important in regards to your financial future? What's important regarding personal development for you? What do you want in your life? What's important for you? And as you start asking people those questions, you put that list together, and you get every single person to take a look at this vehicle. You're bound to get some key people that are going to say yes to this. And that's how you do it. Now, if you get a little bit more technical on how you put a list together, I really believe this is the simplest thing I can do that's duplicatable. Get a husband and a wife together to brainstorm or mastermind together and pull out the white pages or the yellow pages is what I want to say, but the white yellow pages. Pull out the yellow pages, and from A to Z, look over every business and service that's being presented in the yellow pages and use that as a memory jogger to write down the people that you know in your life. Who do you know that's an accountant? Who do you know that's a bookkeeper? Who do you know that's in computers? All the way through A through Z. And I had a gentleman, Jerry, who's on this call here in Florida, and he was struggling he didn't know who to talk to, and he'd run out of names. And I challenged him to do this with his wife, and he came up with close to 200-plus names that he had written down going through that exercise. So what I'm sharing with you is I know that it works. Well, let's just say that you had 100 names, and you got 100 people to take a look. Well, you had 5 of those that get going like you are, and those 5, take a look and get going. Those 5 put a list of 100 names. 5 times 100 is 500 names. And so if you're working with people, you're working with their contacts now. So you're never out of contacts of talking to people. It's an illusion when people say, I don't know who to talk to. It's really a cop-out because there's more than enough people to talk to. You just aren't being creative in putting your list together and working with your people with their list. So network marketing starts with the list. And you're not going to get everybody involved. I'm going to tell you that right now. But you're going to get a percentages of those people involved. And then what you need with their list is to get a percentage of those people involved. And you're always looking for that key person. So as you put those lists together and you get people to take a look, you're going to be always asking for referrals at the same time. In other words, Mary, who do you know that needs to lose weight? Who do you know that you know maybe in the network marketing industry? Who do you know that's a sharp business type person? Who do you know that's maybe dissatisfied where they are, but they've got a lot of potential? Who do you know that's got a lot of clients, maybe insurance or in a spa or whatever, and they have clients, and we could talk to them about this program and get it to their clients. You see? So number 2 is talking to people, and that's a daily strategy that you've got to lock into. Okay? Now, this is simple stuff. It's not complicated, but where the ball's dropped is that we say talk to people, but at the end of the day, we didn't talk to anybody new. And then at the end of the week, we didn't talk to anybody new. And then at the end of the month, we didn't talk to anybody new. And that's what kills you. And what you've got to get fired up about is if you get enough people to take a look, here's the company, here's the product, here's the marketing plan, here are the options, what do you want to do? And you get them to just take a look, you're bound to get people that are going to get involved. So the focus needs to be how many new people that you get to take a look on a daily basis. And you need to hold yourself accountable daily, weekly, monthly to that reality. And then once you get your key people in your organization, you can really network through their contacts. Okay? So for help in that, in terms of the comp plan and making this really a money maker for you, the website that you want to review is www.3k30days. 3k30days.com. So 3, the letter K, then 30, and then days, DAYS.com. That's Kathy Coover's program on how to lead with our packages and get people started in. It could be a Product B President's Pack. It could be a 30-day President's Pack. And you've got these various packages, and she's going to share with you different ways to make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 in your first 30 days coming out the door. And if you're on this line and been around the flagpole, you can still make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 that first 30 days. And you're teaching your new people to make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 their first 30 days. Okay? That website will help you, and I'd ask you to review that. So number 1 was using the products. Number 2 is talking to people. This is, like I said, not complicated stuff. And then number 3 is using the tools. Using the tools is going to make your business go quicker, faster, and better. And so if you can lock into using the products and yourself and getting other people to use the products, in my opinion, you're halfway there. If you can then, number 2, lock in to talking to new people every day and getting your people to talk to new people every day, okay, and you make that a foundation of your business, and if that's all you did, you would make money, you'd be successful on some level of making $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year, part-time, around your schedule. That's it. You don't need to know anything more, okay, if you were consistent with that. Now, when we go to number 3, though, we can speed all of that up. And I can share with someone now not to make $10,000, $20,000 a year, but $10,000, $20,000 a month when we talk about implementing tools. And see, I use all the tools. I want you to know that, when we talk about using all the products, the more products you use, I think the more success you're going to have. I really believe that. But when we talk about using all the tools, how many tools do you use? Do you use just one little tool? I mean, I use all the tools. And I'm going to say that that's where you need to get educated a little bit and get skilled in the tools. But isamovie.com, what are the videos on the left side and the right side of those websites? Do you know what all the videos say? What are they communicating, those videos? You need to know that. If you haven't done that, that's your homework. You need to know what every video is doing. Why? Because when you talk to someone, you can refer to the video and get the exact video on that website that would connect with that person. Maybe they're a doctor, maybe they're an athlete, maybe they're a housewife, maybe they need to lose weight, maybe they really want to slow down the aging process, maybe they want to know about this new product B. You've got to match them up with the right video, so you need to know what the video is. That's a great tool. If you set appointments and all your goal was to get them to watch the video, and you really got them to watch the videos, you'd be amazed how much business you'd get. So between your story and getting them to watch the movie and directing them to the right video, and then your follow-up on that, what did you think, and answering their individual questions, and then leading them to where the options are and how they can get started. You see? So we've got isamovie.com, we've got isaproduct.com when people want to know more product information or what's the right product for them. My website is extremely helpful, leanandcleanforlife.com, leanandcleanforlife.com, where you can get the webinar schedule through the week. So we've got the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday webinar schedule. See, that's a tool. You can plug your people into the webinars Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Tomorrow night, we've got Joe Malooly doing the compensation plan on a webinar. So that schedule is right there on that website. And so the idea here with tools is that you can structure your week. So like we have a conference call here. Next Monday night, I want you to know that it's very great that you're on this line because I've got a special treat for you. And that special treat is next Monday, and you're the first to know, and you're going to have a whole week to promote this. I'm going to have Dr. William Andrews, the head of and CEO of Sierra Sciences, who's working in conjunction with John Anderson to develop Product B, and he's the head guy when it comes to the research of telomeres and anti-aging with telomeres and telomerase enzymes. And we're going to have him live on the call next Monday night, this exact call next Monday night. So what does that mean? That means this entire week you get people in front of the videos, you get them to be exposed through the videos, and you have an impending event of next Monday, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, that you're going to have Dr. William Andrews live and you could get them to research who Dr. William Andrews is first. Get them exposed to who he is and what product B is and what that all means, what telomeres are. And then we're going to get them on live next Monday. And guess what? I want you to promote this call like you've never promoted a call. I want to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds on this call. And then once he goes through the breakthroughs in anti-aging, the breakthroughs with telomeres, the breakthrough with telomerase activation, what that means to you and your body, then we're going to have questions and answers. He's willing to have a long call here, and we're going to have a question and answer period on the line. So is that exciting? I'm sure everybody's raising their hands and hooting and hollering, but that is powerful. So that's a tool. See, that is a tool. And now you could condense the time frame here by getting people on the Tuesday webinar, getting people on the Thursday webinar, and in between that, getting people to ISA Movie watching the videos all through the week. And you're making phone calls and getting your teams to make phone calls and getting exposure, and using Monday as the appending event. That's how you condense time frames, and that's how you can do more in the next week than most people actually do in maybe a month or 2 months or 3 months. So you've got the videos, you've got the webinars, you've got these websites, you've got these conference calls, and one little tool that I want to bring up is three-way calling. And I've got a gal that did a couple with me today, and she's out of Michigan. Her name's Bridget Thomas. And Bridget, just real quick, very quickly, just share what the three-way calls did for you.
Okay, thank you, Jay, for asking me to do this. The three-way calls were awesome. They were very beneficial. They were an eye-opener to the ladies that were on the call, Miss Alice Bogan and Miss Renetta Cochran. Miss Alice Bogan was doing an upgrading. By the time she was off the call with Jay, she was very excited and ready to work her business even in Chicago, Illinois. Miss Renetta Cochran was only planning to do a preferred customer. Of course, I had discussed with her about the benefits of being an associate, but by the time the three-way call was done, she was ready to be an associate and do a 30-day system as well. So I would encourage everyone to do what you can to get a good rapport with your uplines. I have also awesome uplines, Ms. Anne Marie, Ms. Charlene, and Ms. Stephanie Scott, who are always available and open for three-way calls, and that is the key to helping you build your organization.
Beautiful, beautiful, Bridget. Awesome. Now, folks, think about these tools. Now, you may not feel comfortable with it right away, and there's sometimes, a little bit of a delayed reaction or lag time until you're still getting comfortable with these different tools that are available. But once you get acclimated to them and you start gaining some confidence in this direction, you're weaving in all these tools daily, weekly, monthly, and all of these things start to add up, and it starts to you're creating a pipeline to get exposure to people through all these different mediums. And then you have events, and if there's events in your area, you got to get to those events. Create home parties in your areas. Create events in your areas. Team up with other people with events. And, of course, the company events. You're leading up to those company events all the time. If you're going to be a serious builder in this type of business, you've got to use the events that the company provides for you. And you need to look in the back office and see where all those different events are. So I hope you're excited here, first of all, that the simplicity of doing this business is there. Number one, use the products daily. Teach your people to use the products. Really commit to that. Number two, talk to people. Have a game plan of putting your list together and making the calls where you get the looks. And you're committed to that, and you're accountable on a daily basis. How many new people did I get to take a look? That's really where the rubber meets the road. That's really where the business is how many looks am I getting every day. You can try to complicate that, but that's what it is. And then the third part is use the tools, and that'll make everything go quicker, faster, and better. And you're going to, as you grow down this path, you're going to learn how to utilize these tools to your advantage. So with Monday night, we've got Dr. William Andrews. Very, very excited about having him on the call here. And let's open up the line here, and let's hoot and holler about Dr. William Andrews next Monday. Are you excited?
Yes.
Right.
Are you going to let's get people roll on next Monday, everybody. Let's do it.
Yay, you go.
Okay. I'm good.
Let's load it up.
Smoking.